depan terlebih dahulu ya, mumpung belum duduk nih.
Di bidang keilmuan.
Silahkan teman-teman, masih ada waktu karena sebentar lagi acara akan segera kita mulai. Jadi kami persilahkan kembali, kami himbau rekan-rekan semua untuk berkenan untuk mengisi kursi di saf terdepan terlebih dahulu. Terima kasih.
Tata Kelola Keuangan dan Sumber Daya di Fakultas Ilmu Administrasi Universitas Brawijaya dilaksanakan secara terstruktur dengan menjadikan data sebagai landasan pengalokasian kebutuhan yang mendukung terselenggaranya proses pendidikan yang optimal.
Di samping mahasiswa dipersiapkan sebagai insan akademis yang menguasai dengan baik pembelajaran di kelasnya terhadap teori-teori yang diberikan para dosen, kami juga melakukan pengembangan karakter atas minat bakat yang dipunyai oleh mahasiswa.
It is my dream to complete my study in the administrative field. Faculty of Administrative Science, University of Brawijaya has become my third choice. In addition to the quality and good learning experience, graduate output has high employment opportunities to compete globally.
The learning activities are delivered creatively and innovatively by the lecturers so students can get real learning experience to provide their close a picture of professional work. And I think this experience really helps students to shape their attitudes as the main factors in the world of work.
Brawijaya University is a favorite campus in Indonesia. The students come from various regions in Indonesia as well as from abroad. Brawijaya University was foundation of Malang High School in 1963. Located in the center of Malang City, which is famous for fresh and cool air, Brawijaya University has created a great environment with well-maintained spatial and supported by quality teachers from Brawijaya University and out of Brawijaya University, making Brawijaya University as a comfortable and conducive campus.
Universitas Brawijaya has vision to be a pioneering and innovative university with international reputations of science and technology advancements that form the basis of culture-based industries for communities' welfare. Universitas Brawijaya mission are: first, provide graduates with international standard education that instill in them belief in Almighty God and religious piety, noble character, self-reliance, professionalism, and entrepreneurial spirit. Second, play the role of university as an agent of renewal, pioneers, and disseminator of science, technology, art, and humanities, as well as force of the nation economic development based on the value of noble local wisdom. And third, implement superior equitable, and sustainable higher education governance.
Currently, Brawijaya University is one of the excellent universities in Indonesia, with more than 60,000 students in various degrees, starting from 6 programs for the 3-year diploma and 2 programs for the 4-year diploma. Brawijaya University also has 9 professional programs and 18 medical specialist programs. Those are supported by more than 140 teachers and 400 research lecturers who experience teaching and researching in various fields, technology, science, and humanities. Brawijaya University is ready to develop quality and international standard education process to produce graduates with international competitiveness. Brawijaya University, as the embodiment of commitment, as world-class entrepreneurial university, various facilities, infrastructure, and various vehicles in various student activities are provided to ensure the creating of participants and excellent students. Many graduates of Brawijaya University currently occupy important positions and contribute to Indonesian's or international level. Brawijaya University always promotes students' grade and quality to continue to achievements, compete and develop talent interests. In global competitions, not only academic but also non-academic fields is the same priority to increase achievement of Brawijaya University students. Involving in social life in a campus will create a good and whole university experience. Other than that, social engagement will help increase available skills and develop some of soft skills that are maximums: interpersonal relationships, communications, public speaking, and time management. Brawijaya University provides facilities to improve the quality of academic facilities. Among these are academic facilities, the library, Laboratory for Biological Sciences and Food Sciences (LSIH), Central Laboratory of Science and Engineering (LSSR), Institute of Research and Community Services Brawijaya University (LPPM), Institute for Educational Development and Quality Assurance (LPPPM), PJM, International Office, Biosense Institute, UB Media and Communication Group, UB Press, Integrated Laboratory, UB Forest, Agrotechnopark, Center for Disability Studies and Services, Interest and Talent Facilities, Student Activity Units, Pertamina Sport Arena, Sport Clubhouse Pertamina UB, Samanta Krida Hall, Widya Loka Hall, football field and other sport facilities at Dieng campus. Supporting facilities, UB bus fleet, student dormitory, employee cooperative (KPRI), international students dormitory, bank and ATM center, post office, Masjid Raden Patah, compost processing facilities, halal canteen, Alumni facilities, they are Alumni Association System, Career Entrepreneurship Development Unit of Universitas Brawijaya, Business Incubator, Information Technology and Computers facilities, they are Academic Information System, Registration and Selection for Students Information System, New Student Admissions Information System Online, an Integrated Service Information System Portal, Student Academic Information System, Decision Support System, Research and Community Service Information System, Bandwidth Internet Capacity, Safety and Health Facilities, they are Firefighting and Rescue, Ambulance, Health Clinic, UB Hospital, e-counseling UB, or counseling.ub.ac.id. Universitas Brawijaya as an inclusive excellence campus based on international educations continues to improve the quality of services. Universitas Brawijaya as a leading university with our international standards through the process of educations, research, and service to the community are going to increase the achievements and to improve the innovations. With pride and confidence, Universitas Brawijaya will continue to improve its quality both at the national and international levels, building up the noble future.
Universitas Brawijaya had proclaimed as entrepreneurial university, who first set in the strategic plan Brawijaya University in 2006. To become into entrepreneurial university, Universitas Brawijaya have to reform 3 strategic issues in the field of autonomy, national competitiveness, and health organization. That basic become the foundation of any research that is implemented to have usefulness, so the science and technology resulting from research activities can be developed into a new business unit in the community. As entrepreneurial university, Faculty of Administration Brawijaya University has dynamically developed, supporting the vision of Universitas Brawijaya. Faculty of Administration Brawijaya University for more than half-century has been the best trustable administrative education institution to graduate with the best bachelor degree in the field of administrative science.
Dengan visi menjadikan FIA sebagai lembaga ilmu administrasi yang bermutu dan diakui oleh khalayak luas, baik di dalam maupun di luar negeri, kami akan selalu meningkatkan kualitas dan kinerja pendidikan yang berbasis pada nilai-nilai tata kelola kewirausahaan. Di dalam pengembangan pendidikan, kami juga didukung dengan adanya tenaga pendidik yang mumpuni dan ahli di bidang ilmu administrasi, memiliki latar belakang pendidikan dari dalam maupun luar negeri, atau tenaga pendidik di FIA UB juga tak jarang merupakan praktisi profesional, sesuai dengan bidang keilmuannya. Mereka adalah orang-orang yang memiliki dedikasi tinggi untuk menghasilkan SDM yang ahli di bidang ilmu administrasi, sehingga mampu berkontribusi demi kemajuan bangsa ini.
FIA UB membuka berbagai ruang-ruang keilmuan di bidang ilmu administrasi. Di antaranya adalah ilmu administrasi publik dan ilmu administrasi bisnis. Keduanya memiliki sub-sub keilmuan yang membentuk beberapa program pendidikan yang telah mencetak lulusan-lulusan yang kompeten dan kredibel di bidang keilmuan masing-masing. Melalui evaluasi dan juga peningkatan mutu yang terus-menerus dilakukan, FIA UB diharapkan selalu menjadi lembaga pendidikan ilmu administrasi yang berkualitas dan dipercaya oleh masyarakat luas.
Tata kelola keuangan dan sumber daya di Fakultas Ilmu Administrasi Universitas Brawijaya dilaksanakan secara terstruktur dengan menjadikan data sebagai landasan pengalokasian kebutuhan yang mendukung terselenggaranya proses pendidikan yang optimal.
Di samping mahasiswa dipersiapkan sebagai insan akademis yang menguasai dengan baik pembelajaran di kelasnya terhadap teori-teori yang diberikan para dosen, kami juga melakukan pengembangan karakter atas minat bakat yang dipunyai oleh mahasiswa.
It is my dream to complete my study in the administrative field. Faculty of Administrative Science, University of Brawijaya has become my third choice. In addition to the quality and good learning experience, graduate output has high employment opportunities to compete globally.
The learning activities are delivered creatively and innovatively by the lecturers, so students can get real learning experience to provide their close-up picture of professional work. And I think this experience really helps students to shape their attitudes as the main factors in the world of work.
Brawijaya University is a favorite campus in Indonesia. The students come from various regions in Indonesia as well as from abroad. Brawijaya University was foundation of Malang High School in 1963. Located in the center of Malang City, which is famous for fresh and cool air, Brawijaya University has created a great environment with well-maintained spatial and supported by quality teachers from Brawijaya University and out of Brawijaya University, making Brawijaya University as a comfortable and conducive campus.
Universitas Brawijaya has vision to be a pioneering and innovative university with international reputations of science and technology advancements that form the basis of culture-based industries for communities' welfare. Universitas Brawijaya mission are: first, provide graduates with international standard education that instill in them belief in Almighty God and religious piety. Noble character, self-reliance, professionalism, and entrepreneurial spirit. Second, play the role of university as an agent of renewal, pioneers, and disseminator of science, technology, art, and humanities, as well as force of the nation economic development based on the value of noble local wisdom. And third, implement superior, equitable, and sustainable higher education governance.
Currently, Brawijaya University is one of the excellent universities in Indonesia, with more than 60,000 students in various degrees, starting from 6 programs for the 3-year diploma and 2 programs for the 4-year diploma. Brawijaya University also has 9 professional programs and 18 medical specialist programs. Those are supported by more than 140 teachers and 400 research lecturers who experience teaching and researching in various fields, technology, science, and humanities. Brawijaya University is ready to develop quality and international standard education process to produce graduates with international competitiveness. Brawijaya University, as the embodiment of commitment, as world-class entrepreneurial university, various facilities, infrastructure, and various vehicles in various student activities are provided to ensure the creating of participants and excellent students. Many graduates of Brawijaya University currently occupy important positions and contribute to Indonesian's or international level. Brawijaya University always promotes students' grade and quality to continue to achievements, compete and develop talent interests. In global competitions, not only academic, but also non-academic fields is the same priority to increase achievement of Brawijaya University students. Involving in social life in the campus will create a good and whole university experience. Other than that, social engagement will help increase available skills and develop some of soft skills that are maximums: interpersonal relationships, communications, public speaking, and time management. Brawijaya University provides facilities to improve the quality of academic facilities. Among these are academic facilities, the library, Laboratory for Biological Sciences and Food Sciences (LSIH), Central Laboratory of Science and Engineering (LSSR), Institute of Research and Community Services Brawijaya University (LPPM).
His Excellency, Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Cultural Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi, Honorable Rector of Brawijaya University, Professor Widodo, PhD, Honorable Dean of Faculty of Administrative Science, Brawijaya University, Professor Andi Fefta Wijaya, PhD. Honorable Chair of Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023, Mr. Agung Nugroho Lutfi Imam Fahrudi, PhD. Honorable, the Board of Deans, Managements, and Lecturers of Faculty of Administrative Science, Brawijaya University. Honorable to all plenary speakers from Romania, Australia, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. And respectable to all committees and participants of Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all honorable invited guests and participants. We would like to extend our warmest welcome to Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. It's an honor for me to be here on this occasion, so please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Khairunisa, and here I would like to guide the station of this event as the master of ceremony. This year of 2023, in coordinates with the 63rd anniversary of the Faculty of Administrative Science, Universitas Brawijaya Indonesia, we proudly present the 6th Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. This event invites scientists and professionals from various fields related to business and public administration worldwide. This is to accomplish the development of business and public administration. The theme coined in this international conference is Business, Government, and Society, creating synergy for sustainable development, which will act as a medium to discuss multidisciplinary topics in the field of business and public administration. Through this theme, it is hoped that we can involve many professionals that have indirect roles in the related field of business and public administration. Besides, this anniversary event is also an event for homecoming for the alumni to contribute to the development of the Faculty of Administrative Science Universitas Brawijaya Indonesia, which could strengthen the bond and network between the department and its alumni and related parties. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for the next agenda, singing the national anthem Indonesia Raya. Please raise. Thank you. You can back to your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, by the grace of our God, we all are allowed to gather here in such a beautiful moment and place. And for such a blessing, let us pray together. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next session, we will listen to a message from the Chair of Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023 to Mr. Agung Nugroho Lutfi Imam Fahrudi PhD. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Faculty of Administrative Science, Universitas Brawijaya. The Honorable Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Cultural Affairs, Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi, Honorable Rector of Universitas Brawijaya, Professor Widodo, PhD Medical Science, Honorable Dean of Faculty of Administrative Science, Professor Andi Fefta Wijaya PhD, distinguished plenary speakers, Associate Professor Corina Bozaino, PhD, Dr. Gunauro Setiawan, Dr. Silverio Ramon DC Salomson, Dr. Surasak Jotawan PhD, and Fadilah Putra PhD. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and honored participants. It is with great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the 6th Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration today. This event represents a significant gathering of brilliant minds and dedicated professionals from around the world who are committed to advancing the fields of business and public administration. As we gather here, we recognize the global interconnectivity of our disciplines and the pivotal role they play in shaping the future of societies, economies, and governments. This conference is a platform for sharing innovative ideas, research findings, and best practices in the realms of business and public administration. It is a space where we can foster new partnership, learn from one another, and inspire each other to create a better world through our collective efforts. The theme of this year's conference, Business, Government, and Society, Creating Synergy for Sustainable Development, reflects our shared commitment to work collaboratively to achieve Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. The global issues we face today are too big to be tackled by any individual, any one organization, or one government alone. As such, we need to work together to solve this problem by developing, transferring, and disseminating relevant science, technology, and innovation for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Throughout this conference, you will have the opportunity to engage with leading experts, academics, and practitioners who have dedicated their lives to pushing the boundaries of what is possible in business and public administration. The rich perspective and experience that you will encounter here will undoubtedly broaden your horizons and stimulate new ideas. I encourage all of you to actively participate in the discussion, attend the various sessions, and seize the chance to network and forge lasting connection with your peers. It is through this interaction that we can collectively drive change and innovation. I would like to express my gratitude to the organizing committee, our partners, and the countless individuals who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication and commitment have brought us together today. We are grateful for your hard work. In closing, I believe that this conference has the potential to be a turning point in our shared journey of discovery, learning, and progress. I encourage all of you to embrace this opportunity to the fullest, to be open to new ideas, and to leave here inspired and motivated to make a positive impact in your respective fields. Once again, a warm and heartfelt welcome to the 6th Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration. Let us embark on this collective endeavor with enthusiasm, friendship, and a commitment to shaping a better future for all. Thank you, and let the conference begin.
Thank you, Mr. Agung Nugroho Lutfi Imam Fahrudi, PhD, for the remark. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for the next session, we will listen to a welcoming remark from Dean of Faculty of Administrative Science, Brawijaya University, to Professor Andi Fefta Wijaya, PhD. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, the Honorable Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi, Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Cultural Affairs of Republic of Indonesia, distinguished plenary speakers, Dr. Corina, Dr. Gunaro, Dr. Silverio, Dr. Surasa, dan Dr. Fadila Putra, distinguished guests, esteemed knowledge, and also honored participant. I am honored to stand before you today as the Dean of the Faculty of Administrative Science, Universitas Brawijaya, and it is with immense pleasure that we welcome you to the 6th Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration. This year, under the theme Business, Government and Society, Creating Synergy for Sustainable Development, we embark on a journey of exploration and collaboration, seeking to unravel the intricate connections between these vital pillars. It is our sincerely hope that this conference will serve as a catalyst for innovative ideas and partnerships that will contribute to sustainable development on a global scale. Our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Muhajir Effendi, Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Cultural Affairs, will undoubtedly illuminate us with invaluable insights during his address. We are deeply grateful for his presence and eagerly await his wisdom. The plenary session, featuring speakers from the first corner of the globe, promises to offer a panoramic view of challenges and opportunities that lie at the intersection of business, government, and society. Their perspectives will undoubtedly enrich our understanding and inspire collaborative solutions. Furthermore, the parallel sessions with over 60 presenters representing a multitude of esteemed institutes will serve as the crucible for the exchange of cutting-edge research and ideas. This gathering of minds from various academic backgrounds is the embodiment of the spirit of AICOBPA. As we navigated through this deliberation, I encourage you all to seize this opportunity to engage in fruitful discussions, foster new connection, and sow the seeds for future collaboration. Before I conclude, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the organizing committee, sponsor, and every individual who has contributed to making this event reality. Your dedication and hard work have been instrumental in bringing us together today. I'm closing. I wish each and every one of you a fruitful and enriching experience at the AICOBPA 2023. May the bonds formed here today lead to enduring partnership and meaningful contribution to the realm of business, government, and society. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. Thank you, Professor Andi Feftawijaya, PhD, for the remark. And for the next session, we will listen to an opening remark from Rector of Brawijaya University, which will officially open Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. To Professor Widodo, PhD, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Coordinator Ministry of Human Development and Culture Affairs, Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi or his representative, the Honorable Dean Faculty of Administrative Science, Professor Andi Feftawijaya, the Honorable Chair of AICOBPA 2023, Mr. Agung Nugroho Lutfi, Imam PhD, all the plenary speakers and audience. First of all, on behalf of Universitas Brawijaya, I would like to give a very warm welcome to all of speakers and participants of this annual international conference and Business and Public Administration 2023. It is indeed my honor to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of the participants, speakers, and especially to the organizing committee whose meticulous effort have shaped this conference into a grand intellectual feast. Your dedication and hard work are truly commendable. As we know, this conference, its annual scientific program, has been a shining beacon in business and public administrations. We really appreciate for consistency shaping the knowledge, and I hope all of you have fruitful discussion in journey exploration of knowledge and also exchange. The beauty of administration science is one of the core fields in the study of administrations, and that may be especially important for human life and management. As one of the leading universities in Indonesia, Universitas Brawijaya committed to develop scientific forum and also scientific event, and also our university strongly support this event like today. And we expect that the Faculty Administration Science will significantly grow and create higher impact toward policy science of sustainable development goal. Thank you for all your present enthusiasm and contributions. I also would like to thank to all students, professional participants who joining this opening ceremony and contribution to the scientific events. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge all of the committee, all of the faculty and staff members for unparalleled dedication to support this conference successful. To all participants from all nations, I would like to thank you for your contribution to this scientific event. I hope all of you enjoy this academic culture meeting. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Professor Widodo PhD for the opening remark. Ladies and gentlemen, after this we will have a keynote speech for our special guest star, but unfortunately we're still trying to connect with Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi. So we are waiting for him, and while waiting, you can enjoy some of our videos about Brawijaya University. So please kindly wait for several minutes. Thank you.
Brawijaya University is a favorite campus in Indonesia. The students come from various regions in Indonesia as well as from abroad. Brawijaya University was foundation of Malang High School in 1963. Located in the center of Malang City, which is famous for fresh and cool air, Brawijaya University has created a great environment with well-maintained spatial and supported by quality teachers from Brawijaya University and out of Brawijaya University, making Brawijaya University as a comfortable and conducive campus.
Universitas Brawijaya has vision to be a pioneering and innovative university with international reputations of science and technology advancements that form the basis of culture-based industries for communities' welfare. Universitas Brawijaya mission are: first, provide graduates with international standard education that instill in them belief in Almighty God and religious piety, noble character, self-reliance, professionalism, and entrepreneurial spirit. Second, play the role of university as an agent of renewal, pioneers, and disseminator of science, technology, art, and humanities, as well as force of the nation economic development based on the value of noble local wisdom. And third, implement superior, equitable, and sustainable higher education governance.
Currently, Brawijaya University is one of the excellent universities in Indonesia, with more than 60,000 students in various degrees, starting from 6 programs for the 3-year diploma and 2 programs for the 4-year diploma. Brawijaya University also has 9 professional programs and 18 medical specialist programs. Those are supported by more than 140 teachers and 400 research lecturers who experience teaching and researching in various fields: technology, science, and humanities. Brawijaya University is ready to develop quality and international standard education process to produce graduates with international competitiveness. Brawijaya University, as the embodiment of commitment, as world-class entrepreneurial university, various facilities, infrastructure, and various vehicles in various student activities are provided to ensure the creating of participants and excellent students. Many graduates of Brawijaya University currently occupy important positions and contribute to Indonesian's or international level. Brawijaya University always promotes students' grade and quality to continue to achievements, compete and develop talent interests. In global competitions, not only academic but also non-academic fields is the same priority to increase achievement of Brawijaya University students. involving in social life in a campus will create a good and whole university experience. Other than that, social engagement will help increase available skills and develop some of soft skills that are maximums: interpersonal relationships, communications, public speaking, and time management. Brawijaya University provides facilities to improve the quality of academic facilities. Among these are academic facilities, the library, Laboratory for Biological Sciences and Food Sciences (LSIH), Central Laboratory of Science and Engineering (LSSR), Institute of Research and Community Services Brawijaya University (LPPM), Institute for Educational Development and Quality Assurance (LPPPM), PJM, International Office, Biosense Institute, UB Media and Communication Group, UB Press, Integrated Laboratory, UB Forest, Agrotechnopark, Center for Disability Studies and Services, Interest and Talent Facilities, Student Activity Units, Pertamina Sport Arena, Sport Clubhouse Pertamina UB, Samanta Krida Hall, Widya Loka Hall, football field and other sport facilities at Dieng campus. Supporting facilities, UB bus fleet,
Ladies and gentlemen, for the next session, we'll listen to a keynote speech with the theme National Synergy for Combating Extreme Poverty that will be delivered by Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Cultural Affairs Republic of Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Muhajir Effendi. Tapi sebelum itu, perkenankan saya untuk menyapa beliau terlebih dahulu. Selamat pagi, Profesor Dr. Muhajir Effendi.
Selamat pagi.
Bagaimana Pak kabarnya pada pagi hari ini?
Alhamdulillah, baik-baik.
Wah, baik. Izinkan kami untuk menyapa Bapak terlebih dahulu, teman-teman, kita sapa bareng-bareng ya. Selamat pagi Pak Muhajir, siap? Oke, kita sapa bersama-sama. 1, 2, 3. Selamat pagi Pak Muhajir. Wah, boleh tepuk tangan untuk beliau? Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bapak, di Universitas Brawijaya khususnya Fakultas Ilmu Administrasi, kami telah sangat siap dan bersemangat untuk mendengarkan speech yang Bapak akan sampaikan dengan tema National Synergy for Combating Extreme Poverty. Untuk itu kami persilahkan kepada Bapak untuk menyampaikan. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Yang saya hormati Rektor Universitas Brawijaya, Bapak Profesor Widodo, Dekan Fakultas Administrasi, Ilmu Administrasi, Bapak Profesor Andi Verta Wijaya, Chair of AICOBPA 2023, Bapak Agung Nugroho, Distinguished Plenary Speakers, Dr. Corina, Dr. Gunarso, Dr. Silverio, Dr. Surasa, and Dr. Fadilah Putra, distinguished guests, all our students, beloved our students, esteemed colleagues, honored participants. First of all, I would like to thank for the Brawijaya University that has invited us to attend this meeting and to present the topic about business, government, and society, creating synergy for sustainable development in the event of the 6th Annual International Conference in Business and Public Administration 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, our students and honored participants, President Joko Widodo has statements that this second period, he will focus on the development of quality human resources. Indonesian Midterm National Development Plan 2020 until 2024, or RPJMN, put forward the theme building human resources for quality growth. Competent and qualified human resources are urgently needed to make the most of the potential of each region in Indonesia. Indonesia's workforces has reached around 143 million in 2022 and now around 146 million, with open employment rate around 8.40 million people, and vocational school graduate dominating the open unemployment workforce, amounting to 10.36%. In this case, I would like to say why it happens. Because the types of skills mastered are not compatible with the needs of the job markets. That's the problem faced by the students from vocational school graduate in Indonesia. Now our government trying to hard efforts how to make relevance, to make compatible between the skills belong to the student from the vocational school with the condition, with the reality of the job market in Indonesia. Education must be able to solve this challenge. Education must play a vital role to eradicate poverty and overcome unemployment through the creating of quality human resources through education and trainings. As you know, that poverty is very, very close relation with the unemployment. So if we create the job, preparing the young people having the high skill, relevant with the job market, inshallah, the poverty, extreme poverty will be overcome. In the future, human resource who excels in academic core subject alone are not enough. Competent human resources must be able to face global challenges that are full of vulnerability, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, what we call it FOCA. Ladies and gentlemen, labor is an important aspect in the businesses and industrial worlds. The quality and skills of the workforce are important factors in determining the success of a country in competing in the global market. Based on ILO data in 2021, Indonesia's labor productivity is still ranked on 5th among Southeast Asian countries, still below with Singapore, Brunei Darussalam, Thailand, and Malaysia. So we need to improve our labor productivity because job market competition in the era of globalization and Industrial Revolution 4.0 is more challenging. The rapid development of technology has making high-tech and digital skills become increasingly important for our workforce to increase productivity. As McKinsey, it's projected that in 2030, automation will destroy 23 million old jobs, but it also will create between 27 until 46 million new jobs related to the new technology adoption. However, if we look at the readiness of Indonesia's human resources to face social work challenge, we still have a lot of homework to be done. We need to prepare rapidly and also carefully. In particular, Indonesia will need to focus on upgrading its education and vocational training to share or to exhibit the new skill, reskill, and upskill its workforce for the new era of work. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in April 2022, Government of Indonesia has issued Presidential Decree number 68 regarding the revitalization of vocational education and vocational training. This decree mandated vocational revitalization to prepare workforce that is superior, competitive, skilled, quality, and competent in accordance with the need of the job markets. Another reason why vocational education and training are being revitalized is because Indonesia is very aware of the urgency to reap the demographic bonus. BPS census in 2022 has highlighted the number of generation of Z reached 75.49 million people, equivalent to 27.94% of the total population of Indonesia, around 273 million people now. Meanwhile, the millennial generation reached 69.90 million people, or 25.87%. The majority of Indonesia's population is of the productive age. The target is that by 2024, at least 80% of the productive age group will have entered the world of vocational education and training in order to take advantage of the demographic bonus. To become a developed country and realize 2045 Golden Indonesian Vision, we must be able to prepare competent, productive, and competitive human resources in industrial sector and fields of works. Our students, beloved, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, revitalization of vocational education and vocational training requires mutual cooperation from all stakeholders. Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Culture Affairs, or Kementerian PMK, where now I've been appointed by Bapak Presiden become the minister, it has succeeded in using pentahelix collaboration to accelerate extreme poverty eradication. Pentahelix collaboration refers to the government, private sectors, university, and also social organization or civil society, and the last is mass media. 7 actors must be collaborate each other, all parties. In an important key is all public policy implementation. We must work together so that the resources can be used effectively and efficiently. Now our government also focusing on this, beside about the vocational education and training, also focusing on stunting and extreme poverty. As you know that the target of our President, Bapak Joko Widodo, in 2024, the stunting will decrease until less than 14%. And last year, our position is on 21.6%. So we need at least 4% per year to achieve in 2015 the position of the rate of the stunting in 14%. In case of the extreme poverty, now last year our position in 1.12%, and as our President Bapak Joko Widodo stated that next year the extreme poverty we must on the 0%. Refer to the SDGs that once point of the Sustainable Development Goals in 2030 world must the zero poverty, and our President has target that in 2024 and 2024 the target of the extreme poverty become a zero as well. Distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude my speech by expressing my highly appreciation for the excellence and very timely organization of this event. I believe we will have fruitful discussion and highly values in this conference that leads to concrete results. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih banyak kepada Profesor Dr. Muhadjir Effendi atas waktunya. Semoga kami masih bisa bertemu kembali dengan Bapak di lain kesempatan. Kita kembali bilang terima kasih Pak Muhadjir ya, bareng-bareng 1, 2, 3. Terima kasih Pak Muhadjir.
Sama-sama, salam sehat, selamat belajar.
Baik, boleh tepuk tangan yang lebih meriah lagi untuk beliau. Luar biasa sekali. Terima kasih banyak Pak Muhadjir. Semoga kita masih bisa berjumpa kembali di lain kesempatan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to the main session of this event, plenary session of Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. As we know from the poster, there will be 5 magnificent speakers from Romania, Australia, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. Distinguished guests, for this international seminar will be led by our moderator, and I would like to reading the curriculum vitae for the educational qualification. In 2012, she has completed her undergraduate studies at Brawijaya University, Indonesia, majoring in communication. In 2016, she has completed her master's studies at Brawijaya University, Indonesia, majoring in communication. And for the working experience in 2020 until 2023, she is a lecturer of Civil and Pancasila Education (PMPK) in Brawijaya University. In 2021 until now, she is a lecturer of Business Communication and Public Relation and Communication Study in Universitas Terbuka. Then in 2023 until now, she is a presenter and event management of UB Media and Communication Group. And now let us welcome Miss Zenita Kurnia Putri, SICOM, MECOM.
Thank you very much, Anissa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kayaknya masih lemes. Sekali lagi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to say hi to the audience in here, and then in YouTube channel has joined us in the live streaming of UB TV official, and then thank you very much. And now it's my honor to be here to be the moderator of this event. And we have a lot of speakers, the amazing and disgusting speakers that will be present the material of today. And now for the first time, I would like to introduce myself, maybe. My name is Zenita Kurnia Putri. Seperti yang tadi Nisa sudah sampaikan, saya adalah event management di UB Medcom Group dan presenter di Newspoint UB TV. Dan sekarang saya akan memandu jalannya sesi diskusi yang nanti akan ada 5 orang speakers yang luar biasa yang sudah siap memberikan materi kepada teman-teman sekalian. Dan nanti akan diberikan sesi tanya jawab kepada teman-teman mahasiswa di sini, ibu bapak dosen juga. Nanti akan saya berikan kesempatan untuk memberikan pertanyaan di akhir sesi setelah semua pemateri atau speakers memberikan materinya. Seperti itu ya. Baik. Thank you very much for coming to the event, the 6th Annual Conference Business and Public Administration 2023. In the post-globalization era, synergy of business, governance, and society force the paving the way of development, creating the synergies, aligning the sustainable development goals over the great opportunities for global climate action that based in inclusive development. However, the process is not straightforward to face several interlinked issues and challenges, including the various national parties. Research and insights into these issues are lacking in the challenges on creating synergy and jointly implementation of sustainable development goals and the national determined contribution. And in Indonesia, we are committed to successfully implementation of SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals by achieving the 2030 Development Agenda. Based on the Indonesian Presidential Regulation, we concern to implementing SDGs in Indonesia mandate by the Ministry of National Development Planning of the Republic Indonesia to provide the roadmap of SDGs. These ambition goals must be achieved by us together, but it needs collaborative action among the stakeholders, academic, share contribution, as well the innovative approach and strategies. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. And I want to say thank you and honorable to our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Muhajir Effendi, and Honorable Professor Widodo MSc PhD Medical Science as Rector of Universitas Brawijaya, Honorable Professor Dr. Andi Fefta Wijaya as Dean of Faculty of Administration Studies, Mr. Agung Nugroho Lutfi Imam as a Chairman, all plenary speakers, all lecturers, and the staffs of Faculty of Administration Science, and last not but least, our participants, our beloved students, thank you very much to come here. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is tell about the business, government, and society, creating the synergy of sustainable development. And to explore discussion, we today have the special prodigious speakers. I want to say hi, maybe can display the Zoom meeting for all speakers. Okay. The first speakers, Mr. Gunaro. We have 5 speakers. I would like to say hi first to Mr. Professor, to Associate Professor Dr. Corina. Miss Corina from Romania, all you have been here. This is Mr. Silveril, that's right. And then the second speaker, Mr. Gunaro Setiawan from Australia. And the third speaker, good morning, good afternoon maybe, in Australia. And the third speaker is Mr. Dr. Silvero Ramon from Philippines.
Selamat pagi.
Hello, Mr. And the fourth speaker, we have Mr. Yusarak Jutawan PhD from Thailand. Mr. Susarak.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. How are you today, all of you? Are you ready to give us your knowledge and information?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, and the last speakers, of course, we have internal speakers, yang pasti kita punya pembicara dari tuan rumah juga pastinya dari Fakultas Ilmu Administrasi. Kita memiliki Mr. Fadilah Putra PhD dari FIA. Mungkin bisa menemani saya di depan biar saya nggak sendirian ya Bapak. Baik. Jadi teman-teman semuanya, to all the participants, we have the time. All speaker will tell presentation about 15 minutes, and then and then the last session we have the question and answer sessions. Okay, say hi to all the speakers. From Thailand, Romania, Philippines, and Australia, of course. Okay, the first time maybe silakan Bapak boleh mikrofonnya. Biar nggak lama-lama. For the further ado, let's get started. And we have the first speakers. I would like to invite Mr. Gunaro Setiawan from Griffith University, Australia. He is the vision of teaching to build trust to the student, they gathered in the class the same goal, and he found that student attention for focus class increased the more they see the church friends will build the trust with the student. So please welcome Mr. Gunaro. Hello, Mr. Good afternoon.
Terima kasih.
Selamat siang di sana. Okay, Mr. Gunaro, time is yours. Please present your material.
Thank you, Mbak. Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and I would like to acknowledge His Excellency Professor Muhajir Effendi, Professor Widodo, and also Professor Andi and Dr. Agung. And also I would like to acknowledge my good friend Dr. Ani Rahimah, and who invited me to this conference, and it's an honor for me to spread this message about SDGs. And we don't have much time now until but I will elaborate more on that during my presentations. And first of all, let me say hi to all of the students. Hello, apa kabar semuanya?
Apa kabar? Baik.
Baik ya, jangan tegang-tegang. Kan ini kan hanya obrolan ya, diskusi. Okay, so the topic today is all about the future normal. Now, this is by request. I was speaking with one of the committee, and then they came to hear about the SDG Compass, how to integrate business value chain with the SDGs. And SDG Compass is relatively not new. It was there by the UN and the collaborators was founded in 2015. Right? Basically, how we can integrate all of this value chain from our business, from our activities with the Sustainable Development Goals. Right? Now, reminder here that the SDG will be there only until 2030. So in 7 years, we will come up with new concepts. You know, before SDGs, there were MDGs and now SDGs, and then what's next? Who knows, right? We also have ASG as well, which is more also covering the governance part. But here, nowadays, people might be wondering, why sustainability, why sustainable development goals? Let me start by climate change. Right? If the whole nations perform with its current performance, are not doing anything, and stay using coals and throwing rubbish in the river, burning rubbish, right? By the way, I'm not in Australia at the moment. I'm in Surabaya at the moment. And then when I travel to Surabaya, to Malang, to Bandung, I've seen all people, they're just burning rubbish, which is very detrimental to the environment. Right? So if we are staying with our current performance, in 80 years, at the 21st century, the temperature change will be increasing by nearly 4 degrees. Right? And for those who don't know, we already at 1.5 degree of increase. Right? So global warming is real, and it's there. You can see even now all of the climates is changing. We are suffering from the extreme weather. We are suffering from the rising sea level. We are suffering from all of this chemical being used, destroying our soil. The land of Bangladesh has been contaminated with salt there, making it hard for them to grow crops. Right? And the most dangerous part here is that Indonesia is on the equator, right? So we will be the first victim for the global warming, right? Or this boiling temperature. All of the nations that not on the equator, they will follow later, but Indonesia, Malaysia, all of those countries lies on the equator will be the first victim. And I would also like to remind that sustainable development is not just about climate change, but also how we contribute to human factor. How can we contribute on the social indicators? So here, SDGs is there, a lot of indicators, more than 120 indicators being compacted being made compact with the 17 goals here. And you can see here, they also cover the peace and justice on SDG 16, which wasn't there in MDGs. Right? A lot of critics on MDGs, including, we provided all of these foreign aids, $1 billion, but it goes up on the thin air because of the corruptions. How to promote strong institutions, how to promote strong nations that have the law there. All right, so here, toward the future normal, we will discuss about how to integrate your business value chain with the SDGs. The first question should be, who are your stakeholders? What are the positive and negative impacts of your organization activities on your stakeholders? Now, we all heard about this theory from the Freeman theory about stakeholder in 1984. Right? It's kind of outdated. We used to think that stakeholders only supplier, government, non-government actors, and then consumers. Right? These sort of views are outdated. We need to also consider the air that we breathe, the water that we use, our surroundings. What are the impacts of our organization to these surroundings? We need to consider all of these immaterial factors. What are you going to do with your rubbish? Are you going to throw it away and throw away your responsibility? And if you look at the Great Sea Garbage Patch in near the United States area there, it's concerning, right? All of these plastic waste, all of these waste going there. We throw everything away. We just And the driver of this is greed, human greed, basically. And then we need to also consider our stakeholders as the coming generations, our kids, our future, right? or grandchild. They should be part of the stakeholders too. And we need to move forward with the notions that what we are using here, the clothes that we are using, the car that we are using, we are borrowing it. From who? From our kids. So that when they are our age, they have these needs, they have these materials ready for them. Right? So that's the definition of sustainable development. We're trying to meet the current needs without compromising the future needs. Right? And here, first thing you need to do is to evaluate your organization value chain and integrate them with SDGs. And the moment you look at the organizations, look at the, I'm sure you heard about the Porter value chain, supply chain model, and you can see the upstream. Where did you collect the materials? How did you get the materials of your business? And then are you using dangerous materials, harmful materials for the people and for the environment? And then you go to the midstream, which is the process when you are processing these materials or to be sold. And then what is your emissions? What energies are you using from? And then down to the downstream, which is all about delivering your products or service to the consumers. Then the question you need to answer afterwards is how to maximize these contributions. Right? Obviously, you can contribute on all SDGs. Perhaps you have these one SDGs or two SDGs that your organization is good at, and then you also have to note what are the negative impact of your organization activities on your surroundings. And here, just some of example here. As you can see here from the SDG Compass. Right? So inputs, suppose you are selling water tablet, water purifier. Right? Then you know that the upstream here, how to make the tablets, what resources go in that could positively or negatively affect the SDGs. Right? You spend money for the manufacturing of these tablets. Are they being made from renewable materials? And then are they including hiring some researcher or farmer or whatever? Are the farmers, are the workers, they are being protected by rights? Are they being paid properly? Are they being equipped with decent tools for them to work to protect their safeties? These are some of the factors that you need to consider. And moving on here, what activities are undertaken? Here, selling water purification tablet cells, and then what are the outputs? Tablet salts, and then you can see here the outcomes. The purified water consumed, and then you contribute on SDG 6, how to deliver water to people, and at the same time to contribute on the health. So there's a lot of SDGs being included here, and you open up more jobs for the people, but also contribute to the health and well-being to the people as well. You can see a lot of convergence points from these SDGs. And these are more examples here. For the whole supply chain, it's very good if you know about supply chain here. And this has been the main issues about SDG integrations. Right? How can we integrate the SDGs into our business value chain? It's very hard. It's very technical. And sometimes, the conflicting point is always between profit and doing good. Always this kind of dilemma is there. All right, but if we want to get these new materials, we need to spend more money. And then greed came in. Oh we need to stick with the profit. And then this is what we call as the business 1.0. Very outdated concept about business. Business is all about making profit. The notion of business these days should be how about contributing to the people and environment? What can we do? You can see a lot of exploitations happening, right, to the human being, right? Aside from the conflict in Palestine, but that's the global one. But if you look further, there's still sweatshops. There's still people living at the bottom of the pyramid, $1 a day. That should be our responsibility as well. The government and business here has a very important role to play, and as mentioned before, we all need to take collaborative efforts. You can see here the value chain, raw material suppliers, what SDGs are you contributing for, and then how to reduce down the emissions. You can see a lot of business and nations now pledge their net zero targets, and how to also conduct circular economy. Now, circular economy is not just about recycling. That's a misconception there. It's all about closing down the loop. It's all about also how to reduce and reuse. And this is my current project with some institutions such as Dear Plastic, Do It In. We are trying to do a symposium next year to strengthen circular economy in Indonesia. Right? Now, I think I only have 15 minutes, and I think I'll already, is it 15 minutes already? I can check with the committee. Okay. Yes, I think that's all for me. Of course, all of this, there's a lot of challenges, and there's a lot of issues, but in the end, it's all up to us to make change. And then just remember that we got access to educations. And then the main idea here is that we need to move forward while carrying these voices, right? Voices of who? Voices of those who are left behind. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much. And thank you for having me. Thank you for the committee, the organizer of this conference.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gunaro. Please give applause to Mr. Gunaro for the insightful information and presentation that will tell about the stakeholders, how to evaluate the change, and then maximize the contribution, the stakeholders, and etc. And now we have the second speakers from Romania, Miss Corina. Professor Corina, are you here? Have you joined us? Hello, Miss Corina, how are you? Can you hear?
Very fine. I can hear you very well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we have hear you.
Okay, that is great. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Corina, before you presenting your material, I would like to introduce yourself. Miss Corina Dababozianu is Associate Professor in the Public Relations Department. She teach imagenology, image analysis, image crisis, and online crisis communication. And he has a PhD in epistemology of image and postdoctoral studies in qualitative research in communications. Okay, Mrs. Corina, are you ready?
Yes. I believe you can hear me quite well. Is it working?
Are you ready to present?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, Ms. Corina, time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, good morning from Bucharest, Romania. Congratulations for organizing the conference, and thank you very much for inviting me. It is a great pleasure for me to be here. Thank you for to the organizers, and I would like to express a very warm welcome and thank you to the students in the room. A warm welcome and hello from Bucharest, Romania. I'm really happy to be here today and to contribute to the discussions. My presentation today will be addressing mainly adults' key skills, following the previous discussion that we just had on SDG 4. What I will be presenting today is about the assessment that we're doing in Romania on adult key skills, and the national project that we're about to end. We're currently in the process of analyzing data that has been collected up until now. So what we have been doing, first of all, we are at the last phase of a project aiming to evaluate the Romanian adults' key skills because it was decided several years ago that we need solid data and reliable data in order to understand the levels of our cognitive competencies in adults. And what are the current situations that we need to address, and how can we improve the adult key skills in the country? The journey dates back several years ago, mainly in 2018, when Romanian authorities decided that we need reliable data in order to evaluate and to understand where we stand, what the data can we have on the table in order to have a clearer idea of our adults' cognitive competencies. Back then, we wanted to run PIAC. I am sure that many of you have heard of PIAC, OECD's instrument for assessment of cognitive skills, but it wasn't possible at that time, so we tried to find different other solutions, and we started this project with the aim of having a solid understanding of our adults' key skills, mainly literacy and numeracy. The journey was a bit long until we started, because we had to make a decision of the most appropriate tests, instruments, and the methodologies were going to be used in order to conduct the assessment. And for this, we started an extensive analysis of the available solutions, and we set up national objectives and KPIs that could help us settle a framework for doing this project. A very important aspect that I'm sure that is very easy to foresee, we needed to have support from several stakeholders, and we had to navigate tensions all the time with different authorities and stakeholders, and we needed resources, and quite a lot of resources. Well, how we started? We started with the aim of conducting a national project for adults' key skills to assess the cognitive competencies of our adults, because we wanted to understand adults' ability to recognize, comprehend, analyze, and compute using printed and written materials and adapt them to various contexts. We wanted to know where we stand and what are the levels of our adult key skills. Of course, the goals and the aim that we had at that moment was we needed data evidence policies on adult key skills, and we wanted to conduct an action plan in order to improve the current situation. But to conduct a plan, we first needed to know how we stand and what type of data can we have in order to understand the cognitive competencies of our adults. We departed from the idea that data is crucial, and we wanted to assess the level of our adults in terms of key skills. We, of course, had to have key stakeholders on board, and this is something that I could discuss for several days, because it's a long process, not very easy one, in order to have everyone on the same part of the map, and to have a consensus and to reach common understandings of why data is needed and what kind of data can we use in order to tackle the current situation. We also needed at that time, at the early stages, that we wanted to have a reliable and comparable data. And the fact that we needed comparable data was very important, and this was something that we had to keep in mind when choosing the instruments and when choosing the methodologies. Why we needed to do all this? Well, first, because we did not have in the background a previous study assessment of analyzing the adult key skills in the country. We knew that from Eurostat data that we have low levels of adult participating in learning in Romania, not only in Romania, but in many other countries, but still we need to tackle and to address this. We know that we have a scarce infrastructure at the national level for adult education, and that there is a low interest among adults and among employees, employers, organizations in facilitating and encouraging adults to participate in the learning and in lifelong learning. We also, drawing from what we have learned during COVID and climate change-related conspiracy theories, that our adults are less intellectually critical in interpreting the things that they see and they experience, and this is something that countries really and authorities really need to address in order to build resilient societies and to move further in terms of development and sustainability. This is a very short review of what we have done. We set up a national project for adult key skills assessment, and I tried to map the steps that we had and that are drawn not only from what we did, but also from the lessons that we have learned along the way in these 3 years. First of all, the first step that we had, we needed consensus of the need of assessing the adult key skills, and I would say that this is the first and one of the most important steps that we need to take, because in order to start this kind of project, you need to have national authorities to agree that you need reliable data and that you need solid data for adult key skills, and that this consensus is also needed in terms of who will be using the data and why data is needed in order to tackle the current situation. The second step is how you will be doing things, and you have to reach a decision on the ways. I'm sorry, I think my screen is not working anymore. Are you still hearing me? Is it still working or
yes, not? We still hear you.
Okay. And can you see my screen? Because I can't see it.
Yes, you can see the screen. You can continue.
Great. Super. Thank you. The second step that we had referred to a decision on the way that assessment will be conducted, and because I mentioned earlier that we decided that it is important to have comparable data, we reached out to international organizations with expertise in adult learning and with adult key assessment, and we started working and gathering information and conducting an analysis in order to settle and to establish which will be the instrument and methodologies that we will be using. So first we needed to have the why we need data, and second, how we will be extracting data and how we will be reaching to have the data. The third step that we had referred to the skills that we needed to assess, because in terms of adult skills, there is a large variety of things that we can evaluate and assess. We decided that we will stick to the main cognitive competencies, and this is why we had literacy and numeracy first, to which we added 2 more scales, which I will elaborate in the further minutes. The fourth step that we needed a decision on who will implement and conduct the data collection, and in Romania we had significant difficulties in having this because we needed expertise in project planning and implementation on a large-scale project, because we wanted a national representative sample. National representative sample means a lot of resources involved, and we also needed an institute or a company or an agency that could have the resources and the capabilities in order to collect data based on a national representative sample. And doing this, we reached the final step, with meaning which will be the human capital that we needed to implement and to conduct this kind of study, and the funds, because funding was one of the most painful discussions we had with the authorities, and was one of the main constraints that we encountered during the years. I mentioned earlier that we started an analysis of the standard available tests that we had. So I would say that these are the most important 3 international available standardized tests for assessment of the adult key skills. Of course, there are several others, and there are also some programs that countries have been developed together with one of the institutional organizations. We had PIAC, of course, we wanted to run PIAC, but at that time we could not secure the funding. There was also available STEP and EPAS. We decided based on our analysis at that time that EPAS, the institute developed by the UNESCO's Institute for Lifelong Learning, the instrument developed by UNESCO, was the most appropriate for what we had established in terms of KPIs and objectives, because it was very flexible, it was cost effective, it was quite short in length compared to PIAC, and it did not need too much resources in order to implement and collect data. It provided us sufficient information in order to have comparable data on a sound methodology, and to be able to collect data based on a national representative sample. It was very suitable for assessing level 1 and 2 in terms of cognitive competencies, and this was very important for us because we decided from the early stages that we would need a simple and easy to use instrument and methodologies in order to have a clear and quick idea of the most vulnerable adults in Romania in terms of cognitive skills, and the ones that need the resources that we could use, that we could get in order to develop intervention plans. So this is why we stuck to UNESCO's Institute for Lifelong Learning instrument at that time. Of course, we did not use only this instrument. We started adapting the instrument to our needs and to our objectives. And besides the background questionnaire and the cognitive tests, we used two more established scales, the one for ICT and another one for the perception of employability. We did this because we wanted to have also some data regarding the internet skills and the digital capabilities of our adults in the current society, the contemporary society. The very short details of how we did. When you start to use this kind of instrument, you have to start translating and adapting the tests, the cognitive tests and the background questionnaire to your local context, not only to your local language, but also to consider the cultural context. And it is very important to run several pre-tests of the translations and adaptations, because it's very important to have plain language and to be sure that even people with very low social status and very low education will be able to understand the sentences and will be able to respond to the questions regardless of the content of their response. So this was very challenging for us to find translators that could perfectly adapt the language and could perfectly adapt the instrument that UNESCO has developed to our national context. We had two steps in our research. We first conducted the pre-testing. This was also inspired by the OECD's methodology to conduct the pre-testing of the instrument and then the main study. We had the pre-testing, and now we are currently in the last phase of the main study, the main field study. We did this based on a national representative sample with Romanian aged 15 plus. What we did, and I would focus here a little bit on the lessons that we learned along the way very shortly. First, I would say that whenever, if you are interested in implementing this kind of project, it is very important to select from the variable types of skills the ones that are mostly relevant for you, because it is very difficult to address many skills due to time constraints, but also due to budget constraints. So I would say that if you don't have all the funding in the world in order to conduct this kind of research, it's important to stick to the most important and relevant skills for your country. In our case, it was literacy, numeracy, and ICT skills, and the perception of employability. The second part, I would say it's very important, is why data is needed. Do you need data to ground your public policies or your intervention plans for local or national level? Will you be developing small-scale interventions or large ones? Depending on this kind of decisions, why you need data, you will eventually use a specific instrument or another instrument that will be more, say, larger, and you will be receiving more data. Also very important in order to make the best of your data collection and all the data that you will be gathering. It's important to understand the profile of the institution to be using the results in addressing the current situation and improving the key skills of adults who actually will be using the data and who actually will be using the results in order to improve the current situation. This is very important from what we have learned. Another important element is to reach conceptual consensus. This may sound easy to get, but it's really not, because there is a large international dispute on cognitive skills, cognitive competencies, key skills, and key competencies in adults, and there are different ways of looking at this kind of concepts. So I would say that it's important to have all your key stakeholders on board on the same page, on the same definitions, to pay attention to the fact that there may be some discrepancies between what the international organizations are referring to in terms of skills and what your national authorities are defining the skills. Another element I would say very, very important, I would say that it's highly important, it's crucial to use well-established instruments rather than developing your instruments, because you need standardized tests, not only for comparable data, but also for reliable data. And I would say that it's very important to use the available instruments that have been developed and tested and retested in several contexts. It will be much more easier for you to get reliable data. Never stop sharing experiences with the countries from that are using the same instrument or different instruments. Have in mind the duration of the test and the length of the test, because this may lead to a significant increase in your budget line. If you're increasing the length of the test, it may cause some delays, but also some new some additional funding. Adapt and develop to meet your needs. You will be using, if you will be using the standardized tests, have always in mind that it's important to adapt the test in order to have your KPIs on the table. And also what we learned, and it was not very easy for us to learn, that it's highly important to have all the key stakeholders on board, and that you have to navigate tensions all the time. From different perspectives, and that stakeholders consultations must be organized, if not monthly, every 2 months, in order to reach the consensus. And of course, another, and this will be the last element that I will be elaborating on. It's important, and we found out from our experience that it is important to have people with expertise in public procurement, in translation, in adaptation, in sampling, in national representative samples, and that the funding mechanism that will cover the expenses is very important, because you may find yourself in the situation we found ourselves in this case, in finding very high difficulties in accommodating some of the costs that you need to cover in the lines of the funding mechanism. I will end here saying that based on our project, we underline that everything that we do today for adult literacy will actually have an impact on child education tomorrow and on the development of sustainable societies. I thank you very much for all your attention. I hope I did not get too much more time. This is my email in case there is someone that would like to continue the discussion on adult key skills. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ms. Corina. Please give applause to Ms. Corina from National School of Political Studies and Public Administration, Romania. I'm sure our audience have learned a lot from Ms. Corina, but please be patient because we still listen to the other speakers. And the third speaker, we will have invite Mr. or Dr. Silvero Ramon DC Salunson from Tarlac Agricultural University, Philippines. Mr. Silvero.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can I share my screen?
Okay, are you ready, Mr.?
Wait.
Okay, so please, time is yours, Mr.
Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay.
Okay, yes, please, Mr. You can share.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's my honor and privilege to be included in the 6th Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration. My topic will focus on organization and leadership, managing business in turbulent times. And first and foremost, I would like to thank you, Mr. Aulia Lugman Asis, for inviting me, and Professor Andy Vela Wijaya, Dean of Faculty of Administrative Science, and Professor Widodo MC, Rector of the University of Brawijaya University. To the faculty and students, salamat pagi. Okay, organizational change pace continues to accelerate and change in major source of business risk. Business risk refers to anything that could impact your company, finances. It may be in any case that these financial risks could destroy your company, while there are many driving forces that create business risks. These are technology, diverse workforce, public consciousness, global marketplace, community stakeholders. Technology, technology starts the world. Business technology as a concept describes all technology that helps organization run its business and operational process. The technology can be customer-facing application solutions, business-critical productions and logistics solutions, or back office financial systems, among others. Technology expand beyond horizon and eliminate barriers between boundaries. Diversity of workers. Increasing diversity of workers has brought a wide array of different values, perspectives, and expectations among workers. Workforce diversity means similarities and difference among employees in terms of age, cultural backgrounds, physical abilities and disabilities, race, religion, gender, and sexual orientation. Soon, we can have Indonesian working here and abroad. Currently, our universities have exchange students from Indonesia, and hoping that we could have also here in Brawijaya. Public consciousness has also become more sensitive and demanding organization to be more socially responsible. Public consciousness is in individual regards to public relations, while public opinions is a normative aspect of collective. Consciousness more or less clearly defined with regards to any type of objects, whatever. Social responsibility is an ethical theory, which individuals are accountable to fulfill civic duties and actions of individual and must benefit the whole society. In a way, we must balance between economic growth and welfare of the people and the environment. Global marketplace. We strive to remain competitive in the face to increase through global competition. Much of the third world countries have joined the global marketplace, creating a wide range of sales and services. Global competitions is a service or product provided by competing companies that serve international customers. There are challenges that face competing globally, and to be successful companies, you must pay attention to the cultural differences. The global marketplace refers to exchange of goods and services and labor across global markets. Encumbered by international borders, for some countries, the global marketplace refers to the majority of the market worldwide. Another is the community of stakeholders. Stakeholders are responsible for stakeholders focus in building relationship with employees, customers, partners, and suppliers. Community of stakeholders includes neighborhood, community development groups, environmental organizations, development organizations, citizens associations, and non-government organizations like NGOs. Community relations is considered a two-way benefit to society. Is a position business are creatively and ethically responsible for their local communities to foster goodwill and among local your potential customers and help community thrive as a whole. We have to consider also the nature of management to cope up with diversity and far-reaching challenges. Why should we need to challenges? They have to pass our belief the obstacles are normal part of life and can manage them and come through them for being a better having experience. Hard times simulate growth in a way at good times, and have to face challenges and navigate one's way through building resiliency and capacity. We have also to shape our mindsets to navigate turbulence. What managers are asked to? Do managers will less mistake, engage in whole employees, see change rather than stability as a natural, and create visions of culture values that encourage collaborative workplace. The best managers continue to try out new ideas, figure out which does not work, and take them and two ideas and stick and drive and test the results. Employees engaged should be managed, primarily responsible. Managers are in charge of ensuring employees know that work needs are done and supporting the advocacy and let them explain their work concepts and organizational success. A change is a project initiative, solution being introduced in the organizations to improve the work gets done and solve problems to take advantage of the opportunity. Collaborations in the workplace is very important, working together with one or more people, a project to task to develop ideas in progress. A place where settings and people are collaborative and must communicate clearly and stake knowledge effectively. We also make a difference today, required integrating tried and true management skills. We have to adapt new approaches that emphasize human touch, enhance flexibility, involvement of employees' hearts, mind, and bodies. Because successful organizations don't just happen, they are managed every day. So when business truly goes above and beyond to help customers enhance their experiences, this is my definition of human touch. In order for us to be flexible in your business, you must first learn to trust your employees. If you want to be flexible works for them to work from home, you have to trust them the fact that they will get work things done on time. To build the trust, you get to know your employees as personal level. You have to go down and to know them well. Employees must involve in happens, and employees must participate in management meetings. In the process of keeping employees in line with the values of work ethics, the organizations, hiring the best talent is not enough, but it's important for your organization to achieve your needs and to know your employees. The definition of management is to attain organization goals in an effective and efficient manner through 4 functions. We do it by planning, organizing, leading, and controlling our organizational resources. Managers used to be a multitude of skills to perform functions. It's open to describe a person who has large number of talents and abilities that can do things. Planning defines the goal of future organizations' performance and decide tasks and use the resources needed. It is the function of managers that involve setting objectives and determine the course of actions to be achieved and to achieve those objectives. Organizational functions defines follows reflects how organization tries to accomplish plan. It involves assignment of tasks into departments, authorities, and allocation of resources across organizations. Organizing is the function of management that involves developing and organizing structures and allocating human resources to ensure accomplishments are to be done based on our objectives. Leading is a third step that accomplished by communicating and motivating, inspiring, and encouraging our employees towards a higher level of productivity. Leading involves a social and information source of influence that you and your inspire actions taken by others. Controlling. Monitoring employees' activities, determine whether the organization is on target towards its goal and making corrections as necessary. Controlling involves the performance does not derive from our standards. Controlling functions, there are new trends that we have to adopt. Empower and trust our employees. Training and employees to be monitored and correct themselves. New information technology provides control without strict top-down constraint. Lack of control information can lead to organizational failure. Controlling consists of 3 steps, including establishing performance standard. Second, comparing actual performance against our standards and taking corrective actions when necessary. Organizational performance. Organization, social entity that goes directed and deliberately structured. Effectiveness, degree to which organization achieved the stated goals, and efficiency used to minimize our resources. raw materials, money, and people to produce the desired volume output. Performance, organization's ability to obtain its goals by using resources in an efficient and effective manner. What do we need? We have to have a management skills, a conceptual skills, the cognitive ability to see organization as a whole, relationship among its part. Human skills also, ability to work through other people and how to work effectively as a group of members. Technical skills, understanding the proficiency of performance of specific tasks. When skills fail, everything fails in the organization. What's like to be a manager? Manager activities, you have to do multitask. You have to live on a speed lane. It should be from fragmentations to variety of variability. And manager's role sets up expectations to one's behavior. Diversity activities of 10 roles. Multitasking being quicker and more efficient to the working day increase our performance and numbers of tasks completed. High productivity. It is tasks to be done and organizations are out correctly and volume of work that can increase better reactions to complex tasks. When you write the speed dial, if there's a problem, you are always on call. A good leader works alongside with their teams. It's above in task and responsibility themselves, leading example by means of demonstrating standard. You like to see things and letting your actions set the tone of the organizations. Management in your workplace. Workforce on organization, new management competencies. Spurred leadership, empower others. Collaborative relationships, team skills, and learning organizations. What should we do during the turbulent times when we encounter in our business? You should stay calm, be visible, put people before business, tell the truth, know when to get back to business. How do you stay calm? There are a few tips that I could give you in stressful situations. First, you stay calm, take a walk. At least take a 3-minute meditations. Practice gratitude and get moving. Why we consider visible to good for a business? Help you get exposed to larger numbers of audience. Build your brand awareness and people know that you are and how you help them. Establish your credibility and expertise. What does mean to first in market workforce? Treat your people fairly. Show them compassion. To conscious example of setting. Give the community a study that 74% of employees, their job were more fulfilled when they had opportunities to give back what is cost and cared about. And I think that will be all. Thank you for your time and listening. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Mr. Roman. And then we have 2 more speakers. The participant, please be patient and wait for until the last session of the speakers. And now we have the 4th speakers, Mr. Surasak Jotaworn, PhD from Raja Mangala University of Technology, Paniaburi, Thailand. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Jotaworn.
So can you hear me?
Yes, we have hear you here. Are you ready to present your material?
I'm ready, even I'm so exciting.
Okay, so please, Mr., time is yours.
Okay, let me share the screen. All right, so before I start presentations about this, let me introduce my university because Brawijaya and our university, we just had an MOU in the couple months ago, and then this is the bird's eye views of our universities. We have a landmarks, and our university really welcome all of you from Indonesia, Griffith, and Romania, or the organizations of our speakers. So welcome to Thailand. If you have a chance, just visit RMUTT. And because our university, we try to drive the Times higher ranking, especially for the sustainable development goals. And this is I think the outstandings of our university practices. And in the last few years, we got top 10s in the SDG Goal 1, 6, 11s, and 17s. We got the top 15 of Thailand. And my department, because we are in the Faculty of Liberal Arts, and we just launched a new curricula for a PhD program, which is the Environmental, Social Science, and Sustainable Development Program. So our programs, our departments, we help the university to drive the SDG ranking in Thailand. And then one of the research that I did to respond the policy of our university, and then to respond the SDG goal of Thailand and the ranking of our university is the multi-stakeholder synergy for enhancing environmental management of beach recreation in coastal Thailand. And this is the research. And actually, thank you so much, Akung. I think if I spell his name wrong. For inviting me, because we have chairing these research sessions before in a couple months ago, and then I'll try to come back here again and then to show how we can create the synergy or the synergistic opportunity through my research. And because I still remember the concept of this conference is about the public, private, and society, the synergy partnership, some things, right? And I think my research is quite direct and according to the themes of this conference. So that's why I just want to share my work, my research to all of you. And then based on the background on the tourism in Thailand is very, very fastest growing industry. And a part of the economic growing is also about waste is growing severely as well. And then I just try to use the concept of the life cycle of the tourist. You can see in the picture, mostly the tourists always like book, planning to travel, book transport, and then relax and go back. So the life cycle of the tourist mostly related to their own satisfy. They didn't care much about environments when they travel to the place or when they travel to other areas. So this is one of the reasons why waste, especially for the aesthetic waste, is growing severely. And then look at the problems of the local government, because local government in Thailand, they mostly look after the waste management service. And then it was found that the general area and the tourism area, it couldn't use the same waste management service. Because the number of the waste, because in the tourism area, as you know, we have a high season level, a high seasons and a low seasons, right? But in the normal area, it's mostly the same. The number of the waste, the volumes, almost the same and very stable. But in the tourisms, they have fluctuated of the number of the waste. So that is why it cannot apply the normal waste management tourism, the normal waste management from the normal area to the tourism area. And there were many specific problems that we found the waste management service in the tourism area. Like they always procure the high technology without understanding how to use it and how to apply, like utilize the high technology for waste management service, lack of the concerning relevant stakeholders, and then also cannot change the traditions of the waste management to the new waste management service. So this is a picture that on the study area. You can see the crowded of the tourists in Thailand, and also the number of waste. This is the picture after the Thai government, they announced that they unlocked down the COVID. And then the people go straight to the beach. I think it's more than thousands, more than 10,000 tourists in that place. And then just only one night in the morning, it was found a big number, the amount of waste along the beach. So based on this, I try to set up the research aim to explore multi-stakeholder for determining the synergy or determining the synergistic opportunity to enhance the current waste management in coastal tourist destination. And based on the objective, the specific objective, like we have to explore the public sector, explore the relevant sectors, and try to analyze the synergy opportunities. And based on the literature review, there were many concepts and many theory about synergy. So, and then I found that the relationship between tourists and environments, it's going to the contrast way. So to enhance both tourism and environments, waste management service is the mediator to lift up both sides. So that's why if we can enhance the current waste management, both tourism sides and environment sides growing positively. Look at the practical way in the municipal solid waste management service. They mostly, in Thailand, especially for the small municipality, they have only 1 or 2 staff, and then they got a long beach, a long areas, a wider area to responsible for the waste management. And I think it's impossible to collect, like to create the zero waste inside the area. And then they got a lot of the concepts. And then this is the popular concept in Thailand that they have to apply for creating waste management. And then you can see that they have to coordinate with many stakeholders. They have to cover the streamline of waste management, since producers, generations, collection, transport, they have to collect the data, collect the power, the manpower, the labors, and then this is the aspects. It's a lot of the things that 2 staff in municipality have to look after that, and it's impossible and quite very confusing for them. So synergy concept is kind of the new concepts that I try to suggest to the local government. But before suggestion, we have to do the research first to show that it's appropriate or not. So, and then I try to review many synergy concepts in other industries, and then it was popular using in the healthcare service context, and then very popular using in the business concept, especially for the business who want to reform themselves to be green business. And this is the concepts of this. And also even in the peer ecology, ecological science, they also try to show the synergy concept to mitigate an adaptation for the climate change. And based on this, and I reviewed that and then I found a gap, because for the waste management or the environmental management, it's lack of the applications of the synergy concept before, and especially haven't been used for apply the synergy concept to the multi-stakeholder. So based on this is the conceptual framework, and you can see that this is a stakeholder. I still remember the first speaker, they're talking about before we're doing the SDG, we have to make sure and clear about the stakeholder, right? From the professor from Griffith. So that's why one of the things before we create the synergy, we have to clear who is direct relevant to the topic or to the issue that we want to create the synergy. So in this, it's about the environment and the tourism. So I create a multi-stakeholder based on the stakeholder theory, and we use the service provider and service recipients. For the service provider in the waste management service in Thailand, is exactly as the municipality or the public sector. But for the relevant stakeholder, the service recipient, we have 2 sectors. The first one is the private sector, like accommodations, trade, shop along the beach. And for the individual or the people sectors, who I categorize them in two groups. The first is residents, and the second one is the tourists. And then for the according to many multi-stakeholder, we use the different research approach. So mixed method is the suitable one. For public sector, I use the qualitative, and the relevant sector is the quantitative. And then for the methodology is very too much details, and I'll skip some things and to show how to create a vicinity, right? And then this is a study area, and this is the EEC area, Eastern Economic Corridor. This is the new area that's set up to increase the economy, the tourism, and the society based on the Thai government's policy. And then the Thai government policy tried to create a lot of the corridor, like in the South Corridor Economic Area, the North Corridor Economic Area, and then EEC is the first corridor economic area that attract and then be a lot of the investments in this area to be a hub of economy, a hub of the transportations and blah blah. I think it's many a high investor in here. And so in this area, there's a lot of the beach, and you can see that here in the pictures. And then it was found that the number of the tourists, this is the table from the first quarterly, so it's only 3 to 4 months. The number of the tourists is 4 million, 5 million, some years up to 9 million. So that's why this area affects waste management and tourism a lot. And based on the explorations of the public sector, and then it was found the common and the specific challenge and potentials, which I explore based on the concept of sustainable assessment. And yeah, and I put the codes like PUC1, PUC2, PUC3. It means like public challenge 1, public challenge 2. And then you can see public challenge 1 and 2 is the common challenge. And the public challenge 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is a specific challenge. And this is the potential. PUP is public potential. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is a summary table from the results of explorations of public sector. And this is the table summary of the relevant sector, like private sector and the people sector. And then I put the codes in here, PRC1, PRC2, PRC3. You can see that. And then to create the synergy, it means we have to synergize challenge, potential, and needs based on the literatures, because the literature show how to create a synergy. Let me go back to the literature review again. Based on this, you can see the matching two circles, the overlap of the two circles, and then the middle of that, they call that phenomenon as a synergy opportunity. So even in the healthcare, in the healthcare context, they synergize between potentials and needs. And then on the private sector, they synergize between potential and challenge, and the ecology, they synergize between challenge and needs. So I adapted to my results, and then I got a lot of the synergistic opportunity, like the challenging synergy for the common stakeholders, the potential synergy for the private sector, and the potential synergy from the people sectors. And then this is the codes that I try to analyze and then match together. And also the cross-sector synergy. The cross-sector is like between private and people, between people and public sectors, and between public sector and private sectors. This is the synergistic opportunity that we can cross-sector synergizing each other. And also we found a synergy with other type of partnership. So this is the opportunity, the whole master plan for increasing, for enhancing waste management in the tourism area. And based on this, I think got a lot of the contributions based on the practical contributions, because I want to share them with this, and then the local government can apply this and then create the master plan for increasing the current waste management. And also for the academic contribution, is kind of the grounded theoretical of the synergy, because my results can expand the synergy opportunity from this theory. And this is all my creations of the synergy between among the multi-stakeholders. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Surasak Jutawon. Please give applause to Mr. Jutawon. And we have last but not least our speakers, our internal speaker from Brawijaya University, of course, Mr. Fadilah Putra, PhD. Please give applause to Mr. Fadila Putra. Mr. Fadila Putra is the Ford Foundation International Fellowship Program Scholarship, and he is Deputy Director for Academic Affairs, Student Affairs, Alumni, and Cooperation at School of Graduate Studies, Universitas Brawijaya. And he also founded the Center of Disability Studies and Services at Universitas Brawijaya to provide access to higher education for people with disabilities. Selamat siang, Bapak Fadila. Oh, mau di sini? Oke, baik, silakan. Silakan Bapak, silakan bisa langsung ke sana. Bisa langsung.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, especially for the speakers. I want to talk about the ontological aspect of administration, while some of the previous speakers already explained and shared the idea on the epistemological aspect of their work, which is very exciting. However, I think in administrative science, we need to be clear about where we at and what we are going to do in this field and why administrative science is important for us. So that's what I meant by the ontological aspect of administration. And in this topic, we also will find the intersection between the public and business administration as the brother and sister. It's not we not live in the different world. We live in the same discipline, and we want to achieve the same academic goals, which is administrative science. So the title of my speak is about the governing collective action. So I think administrative science should put the spotlight on the collective action theory, which based on my observation, which is very narrow, I see that this research on public as well as business administration somehow is too micro. We go to the detailed aspect on how the administration works in the public and in the business realm, while I think we little bit forget what is the bigger concept or what is the bigger ontological position of our research. So I purpose that administrative science or administration study or any kind of research related to administration issues should put the spotlight on the collective action. So for the first speaker, for example, Professor Muhajir, he mentioned a little bit about the pentahelix issue, which important to achieve or as part of the national strategy to reduce poverty. And I think the pentahelix concept is also part of collective action. We also hear from the first speaker, Dr. Gunaro, and I think some other speaker also mentioned about the sustainable development goals. And sustainable development goals actually is also, at the heart of the collective action issues. And Corina talking about the collaboration, Mr. Silverio talking about how we can coordinate and navigate an organization effectively, and also the last speaker, the fourth speaker, talking about how stakeholders can work together in managing waste in the tourism spots, which I think all of the speakers also confirm what I meant by the collective action issues. So I think administrative science is about collective action. So let's talk more about what collective action is. Can we go to the next slide, please? So this is the, I remember decades ago or 100 years ago when I was in the undergraduate student, and in the beginning of my class at that time, the lecturer taught me about the definition of administration, and administration definition is one of the most famous one, administration can be defined as the activities of groups cooperating to accomplish a common goals. So again, based on the Herbert Simon definition of administration, we can see again that administration is mainly about how we can manage and how we can govern a collective action issues. So this is, I think, the most important ontological aspect of administration in both public and business aspect. So in my opinion, collective action, we're not only talking about how groups of people can be effectively work together, but also one of the most important part on collective action is the common goals. How can we define the common goals? Is the common goals defined by the elites and imposed to the population to agree with what the elites means by the common goals, or the common goals is created participatively and bottom up, and then it become the common awareness, and people will willing to work together to achieve that goals. But we also have to remember that if we think, for example, in the nation state, we have constitution, we have ideology. For example, in Indonesia, we have Pancasila, and I believe in some other countries also have this kind of ideology. What is the national goals? So we have to think about that the national goals is the common purpose in the collective action context. So we have the common goals. For example, in Indonesia, we call it as Pancasila in Undang-Undang Dasar 45, or maybe in other country you have the different names. But I believe the reason why the country existed because we have the common goals. That's why we need to understand how the common goals can be achieved through the collective action concept. Collective action consists of at least 3 aspects. One, we can understand collective action through the political science lens. We know that election or whatever political process, or maybe democracy, all of this political mechanism actually want to aggregate the collective action of the citizen through the mechanism of election. And also we can see collective action in economic view, and I think in economics, we know the new institutionalism perspective in economics. In economics, collective action perceived as, how group of people work together to achieve the, organization goals. Like at the business, everybody who work for the organization or for the firm, they have the same goal, that the firm have to be survive in the competition and make profit as much as possible. So that is the common goal of everybody who work in the firm. And then in sociological view, collective action can be seen as the sociological institutionalism, for example, because people want to identify themselves as part of the groups. For example, if you learn about the Durkheim perspective, that the suicide came from loneliness. If you feel like you don't part of any group, you feel loneliness, and the worst part of the loneliness feeling, you can suicide. So suicide is the most extreme example, how people cannot live by themselves. People have to be part of the larger groups. And then we have to understand, or maybe there are more other disciplines that we can list in here, but I want to highlight in here that we cannot see collective action in the naive view. It is very dangerous. What is the naive view of looking at collective action? The naive view is that if we understand collective action as that the people have the willingness to work together without any personal interest, because that is wishful thinking. We cannot develop any academic argument based on wishful thinking. And we if we're looking at collective action as something that, you know, the good people thing, or the goodwill, or people have the good deeds to do for the collective goals, that is naive view. We have to understand more detail how collective action really works. For example, like in this forum, everybody come to this forum with very different motive. You know, maybe most of the participant here, maybe you want to, you know, you want to enhance your insight on administration issue, but maybe some of you, you know, you just want to show up because your professor is here, and then you want to save your grades. So that's the real reason of the collective action. So please don't develop the argument of collective action based on the naive view. Like I mentioned, you come here because you want to develop the science of administrative. I think that's the naive view. But what is the real reason of the people who collect together in one event or in one activities? Because they have their own personal agenda. So for example, one of the theory that's very good in explaining it is the rational choice theory. That, you know, group of people actually they have their personal interest, and then they aggregate the personal interest become the common interest. So that's one example. Of course, we have many theories on collective actions. For example, because I'm the new institutionalist person, I'm the new institutionalist researcher, so I believe that collective action came from rules. Because we have rules, so we have collective action. Without rules, there is no collective actions. So we have to make sure that the rules will push us to do what we should do. People not doing good things because they are good people, but people doing good things because they must do it. People not stealing not because they are good person, people not stealing because they're afraid to go to the jail. So that is the example of the institutional reasoning why people do what they do. Next slide, please. So now we're talking about the common purpose. So what is the common purpose actually is, and administrative science have to be able to identify the common purpose in any organization. If you work in the business administration, you have to be able to clearly identify what is the common purpose of the private organization. If you work in the public administration, you have to be able to identify clearly what is the common purpose in the public organization. Because common purpose is the main ingredients for collective action. Without common purpose, there is no collective action. If there is no collective action, there is no organization needed. If there is no organization, so there is no administration. Can you see the order of the logic why I'm saying that administrative science is collective action? Because without collective action, our discipline will not exist. Because administrative science exists because we need to understand, we need to manage, and we need to navigate collective action. It comes from many sources. It can come from the, it requires many aspects like the accountability and then partnership, the collaboration and everything, but all of this concept is the more detailed aspect. So you can do research, for example, on the mutual reinforcing activities. Maybe your research is on that area, or maybe your research is on the collective performance measurement. I hear some of the previous speakers talking about the performance measurement. So you understand, for example, we live in the galaxy, and sometimes if you go to the Google and then there is a picture on the social media, there is a galaxy of Milky Way, and this spot you are here. So as the administrative scientists, we have to know where we at in the galaxy of social science way. It's not the Milky Way, but the social science way. So where are we? So we are in the collective action as the part of the common purpose. So next slide is one of the most famous, the collective action researcher. Next slide. So we know that Elinor Ostrom is one of the most distinguished economists, and even though I think Elinor Ostrom is not only the economist, but she's also a social scientist, because when Elinor Ostrom get the Nobel Prize, yes, it's on the economic, but I think what she purposed in her concept of institutional analysis development framework talk more than just the economic issues. As you can see, that one of the core in the governing the commons, the concept of the Elinor Ostrom is the logic of collective action. And again, Elinor Ostrom tried to understand why people do what they do in the groups as a part of the groups is not on the naive perspective. Like for example, if in Indonesia we have the culture of gotong royong, and you know, on Sunday, and the good people will go to gotong royong, bad people is not go to gotong royong because you're lazy and for other reason. But collective action need to be managed, need to be quote unquote manipulate. You know, it's not come naturally. You have to manage it. You have to re-engineer it. You know, collective action is not come from nowhere. Collective action come from the good manager who be able to, you know, impose the willingness of the people to work together. So here in the Elinor Ostrom framework, I highlight the current policies that needs to be undertaken to optimize the collective action. It can be theory of the state and theory of the firm. You can see in the very bottom of this framework, you can see that collective action include the public as well as the business sectors. Because firm, again, as organization, have the common goals. State, the ministry, local governments, dinas or ministries, they have the common goals. And that's why the reason all of the people who work in this organization, they collaborate one with another. So I think I can skip the next slides. Can we go to the next two slides, please? Because of the time limits. Yes, next slide. So this is the policy instruments. So this is, for example, the new types of organization. And this kind of organization is already exists, but somehow the old-fashioned kind of organization, it's also, you know, it's coexist between the modern and the traditional one. Because, for example, in Brawijaya University, we have a very traditional rector and then vice rector, and I think in some organization it's very traditional. It's like a tree, you know, there is a top and then branches and then sub-branches and everything. So that's the traditional one. But what is the modern concept of organization? It's more fluid, you know. If you're looking at to the modern organization established by the young people and the, you know, IT people, for example, in Google, in Facebook, in Twitter, they don't have this kind of traditional organization anymore. They have more network organization. It's not really clear who the leader is, but it's really clear what everyone need to do and who is the coordinator. But there is no hierarchy. Well, there is hierarchy, but it's not as much as in traditional kind of organization. So why I'm mentioning this? Because administrative science today, we need to understand about this transformation. You know, we teach in our undergraduate student, we teach in our postgraduate student, but in our mindset, we still think about organization as the hierarchy. While in the reality, organization today already transformed. And we don't have that kind of you know, understanding about how collective action will be effectively work in the modern kind of organization. And the last slide, can you go all the way to the last one, the last two slides? Go all the way to more. Yeah, because I know that the moderator already nervous, you know, and I can.
Time is over,
yeah, I can
Mr.
understand your gesture.
Okay.
Next one. So this is my work. So yeah, so this is the position of my argument. Why I think administrative theory orientation is a part of the collective action mobilization context. So the grand theory of administrative science is collective action, and I think this is important to be taught in the first semester, I think, in both business and public administration. To understand why administration exists, you need to understand what collective action really is. And then we're not talking about all aspects of collective action, but we're talking about how to organize and how to govern collective action effectively. So that's why administrative science exists. Thank you very much, and I'm waiting for the discussion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fadila Putra. And now we come to the next session, of course, question and answer. And the audience here is joined here in the aula. Can raise your hand to ask your question, and the participant that join us in the live streaming of UB TV can ask the question by comment or writing on the chat room. And here some question, but first I want to say hey again to our speaker, Miss Corina, Mr. Gunaro, Mr. Silvero Ramon Surasak. Are you still here and can hear my voice?
Yes.
Of course. Okay, thank you very much. Saya memberikan kesempatan dulu untuk teman-teman di sini yang ingin bertanya. Akan ada hadiah kejutan buat teman-teman di sini yang mau bertanya di dalam ruangan ini. Spesial. Silakan, atau Bapak Ibu dosen yang ingin bertanya. Oke, silakan bisa maju ke depan. Yang di belakang dulu. Bisa ditolong bantu mikrofonnya, teman-teman.
Okay, thank you, MC. I would to ask a question to Professor Surasak. I think your presentation is very interesting. So I would like ask about the I recently checked your website from Raja Manggala University Technology. So I found the study of environmental, social science, and sustainability. I would to ask you about the real impact or the real experience that you have and contributed the study in real life. I thank you.
Okay. Sebelumnya mungkin perkenalkan diri.
Sorry.
Can you introduce yourself first?
Before my name is Bayu. I'm a lecturer from Faculty of Administrative Science. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bayu. Mr. Bayu asked the question for Professor Surasak about the contribution and impact about the environment, social science, sustainability. Mr. Okay, can you?
Terima kasih, Mr. Bayu. So actually, our department, because during to the policy of the university, we want to increase the, as the educational business, because the university in Thailand, we have to increase the ranking on the time hires and also the SDG ranking. So that's why the presidents of our university and the vice presidents, they try to drive each faculty to create the research that according to the SDG goals. And also because our university is the technology science technology and science university, so most of the research especially the research that want to get the grants, the research grants from the university, they have to present how to respond to SDG goals and how to keep the identity of our university to be the innovation university, a technological and science university. But based on my departments, because our department is social science, we are not the technological science and we are not the scientists. So we try to apply things like based on Brawijaya University or your FIA, your Faculty of Administration Science, we try to apply like working with the engineering schools or working with the science schools and working with the environmental science schools to create. So we try to drive these research collaborations insights and integrate that to increase the impact, both in reality, like from my research project, after I got the results, so we try to increase a lot of the seminar inside the area to share how to create the master plans based on the synergy opportunity. We try to invite a lot of the municipalities in the area to listen how to create the master plans, how to enhance the current waste management. And even we don't know that they apply in the reality or not, but we just share. And then when we share, they recognize it, and then they implement it. It's very successful of my project. But we did not follow up how many of the municipality they applied it. But based on the research, I think the research conditions, when we got the findings, we publish it and then we have to share. This is the practical way of our university, the research grant from our university.
Okay, how about Mr. Bayu? It's clear? Okay, need the collaboration, of course, with another views like the action plans, like the Mr. Fadlila tell about that in the presentation. And then another question to Mr. Gunaro. Mr. Gunaro, are you here?
Enggak, Mbak. Ya, bercanda ya ada sesi.
Mendengar, Mister? Ya, ada pertanyaan. Yeah. How the stakeholder differentiate whether one company concerned on SDGs instead of brand washing only to attract the investor and customer? How the stakeholder?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, to attract the investor and customer.
So you mean balancing between profit and stakeholders?
Yes, we are that were concerned to SDGs program, of course.
Okay, well, it's all about building communications and then making sure that the important stakeholders have voices in the organizations. And this is why the board of directors are very important. They are actually the one leading the companies. But we all know that we have the board of directors and we have the executive, the CEO. But the question that we need to ask here is who to include in the board of directors. Do we also, and then there's even a movement going on in Australia about including the voices of the young generations, those that just graduated from high school into the board. And they obviously need to be trained, they obviously need to be educated, but they are part of the voices from the wide stakeholders. So consider this, who are your stakeholders again, and who needs to be included. Even there's been a long time debates on, well, you know, Australia has just rejected the amendment on the inclusion of the First Peoples into the board advisors, right? And that's for me, it's quite sad because they should be there in the big corporations. Their voices need to be heard as well. But I think that's one way to do that. And please let me know if you have further questions.
Okay, thank you, Mister. And for the all speaker, maybe ada yang mau bertanya lagi? Any question here? My last question to all the speakers, of course, what are the relationship between the business, government, and society in the context of sustainable development, of course. Maybe you can explain with your view or perception. We start from Mr. Gunaro again, or Miss Corina maybe? Miss Corina, are you here? Mr. Ramon? How about the relationship between business, governance, and society in the context of sustainable development?
Okay, the relationship between the business and the government and society, they should work together because they are, we considered as a community. Since it is a community, there should be a harmonious relationship between the government, the business, and the community. The workforce are coming from the community to work in a business. Permits are gone from the government, and they should work together, and there would be a harmonious relationship between these organizations for us to be able to achieve a certain goal for our business.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ramon. Mr. Gufaro, maybe you can.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the one in the forefront would be businesses. Look at how Tesla changed the world. Look at how Facebook changed the world. Look at how Gojek changed Indonesia. Right? So business should be in the forefront, but they need government to regulate the law. The law shouldn't be just a decoration for people, but the law should be there to protect the people and protect. Otherwise, you know, all of these conditions that we are in at the moment of exploitation of the environment, deforestations, all of these critical issues happen because the government weren't there. Right? And we can see these, therefore the key here is also collaborations, definitely, but also leadership. Right? And then start from ourselves, what we need to do in the future, what are our values that we need to adopt, what is our purpose to move beyond, and then therefore this helps shape the society. Thank you.
Oke, thank you very much. Dan untuk Bapak Fadilah, kira-kira apa nih Pak? Sebenarnya hubungannya tuh seperti apa sih antara strategi tadi bisnis, kemudian juga dari developmentnya dan lain-lain?
Okay, so from the ontological aspect, answering that question, I think we need to understand about how the market and government both can be failure. So market failure and government failure is the problems that we need to think about, and we need more research about why those happens and how to prevent it if we want to see it from the pragmatical view. Because the problem of environment, on poverty, on whatever, is because I think the main aspect is from the government, whether it's government failure or the market failure in managing the common goals.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last from Mr. Surasak.
I'm sorry, I cannot catch up to the questions. Can you repeat it again?
The question is, what are the relationships between business, government, and society in the context of sustainable development?
Okay. Based on the sustainable developments, in the past we can create the direct development in each development goals, but you can see that some of the goal is going well and some of the goal is kind of like drawbacks and drop down to develop or drop down to implement it. So the current era now, all the development goals must integrate each other. Example, like integrated with the public sector, with the private sector to achieve in each goal. And then the overall development, sustainable development will be like implemented quite well. And I think all the stakeholders, we have to willing to do this and then raise an awareness on this, and then it will lift up our universities, our regions, and our country to achieve the goals at the end. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Please give applause to the fifth speakers. that have present us a lot of information and a lot of knowledge about the development, sustainable development. And I would like to give a little bit conclusion for this session. Sustainable development is a big step for an organization or even a country that requires support and collaboration from various stakeholders and collective action from various fields including politics, economics, and sociology. The government and society need to create appropriate strategies to improve literacy and numerical skills so that they can jointly realize sustainable development. Thank you very much. I'm Zenita Kurnia Putri, and thank you very much for our speakers. I would like to say goodbye, but last not but least, I want to say pantun. Do you know pantun, Mister? Yang masih ada di sini, saya masih minta semangatnya sedikit lagi. Nanti kalau saya berpantun dikasih jawabannya cakep ya, oke?
Oke.
Oke, MC-nya juga boleh ikutan. A monkey is still apple pie.
Cakep.
It press a button to open the gateway.
Cakep.
I promise this is not a goodbye, but we will see again in another someday. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Ms. Zenita Kurnia Putri SICOM MECOM for leading the plenary session of Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023, and we are looking forward to seeing you again on the upcoming event. Once again, thank you very much to all the speakers. Obviously, today we have learned a lot from according our theme, Business, Government, and Society, Creating Synergy for Sustainable Development. Thank you very much for being willing to share your knowledge with us. And of course, we are looking forward to seeing you again on the upcoming event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. Thank you very much to all speakers, moderator, participants, and invited guests that participate in this international seminar. After this, we will have a lunch break for about an hour. Then we'll continue to the parallel session to all participants online or offline. If you interested to join the parallel station, you can join through Zoom link here. You can write it right now or try to note it right now. You can see it on our LCD screen, or you can take photos about it. Then don't forget to register your presence so you can have a list of attendance, of course. Don't forget for the participants in online or offline. You can see everything here, the link. You can take photos right now. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we are already in the last session of this event. We would like to extend our gratitude to all the distinguished guests for their presence and participation in Annual International Conference on Business and Public Administration 2023. Looking forward to seeing you again on upcoming event. I'm Khairunisa signing out. Thank you very much and see you again.